a question on anxiety. How does a person know that he or she has anxiety? So I'm going to give you 5 ways to identify anxiety. But first, I want to start by saying that everyone has anxiety. At some point in your life, at some point in all of our lives, we are going to experience anxiety. That is a normal emotion. So if you feel like you are anxious about certain situations, that doesn't automatically mean that something is wrong. It's when those emotions are at the extreme that it becomes something to worry about. So when we talk about anxiety, it is basically it's characterized by feelings of tension, fear, worry. Oftentimes you have physical changes like your heart rate increases, your blood pressure may increase. And this is whenever you hear people talk about fight or flight in certain situations, like if you're in, that fight or flight mode, then that's when you tend to especially feel some of that physical part of it. So 5 ways or 5 symptoms of anxiety. Now, these are not all the symptoms. These are just 5. I can come back and I will identify more symptoms, but these are 5 of the most common symptoms. One of the first symptoms is feeling like you're on the edge. Like you're on go, you're ready to go. And you don't know where it came from, or maybe you do know where it came from. There's a situation that's going on and you feel like you're on go. The second one, you may have difficulty concentrating. Whatever you're working on, whether you're at work, whether you're at home, there may be something that you're trying to do and you're just finding it hard to keep your mind focused on what you're supposed to be focused on. Maybe your thoughts keep going back to whatever you may be worried about, whatever you may be concerned about. So difficulty concentrating, that is number 2. Number 3, you may be irritable. You may not recognize that you are irritable at that time, but if you are, definitely other people recognize that you may be a bit more irritable at that time. But whatever the situation is, it may cause you to be a bit irritable, especially when you don't know what to do about a situation or how you may handle a situation. The 4th one, muscle tension. A lot of times when people get anxious or people are anxious, a lot of people tend to clench their teeth, and they don't realize they're doing it. They may, they clench their teeth, their jaws may lock. You may find that your hands, you may be clenching your fists. Your muscles on the inside, a lot of people tend to get tension headaches. But there is a physical tension that a lot of people experience. Everyone may not experience all 5 of these things, but there is some degree of tension that some people feel whenever they are anxious. And the last one that I am going to discuss, which I've already mentioned, it is just worrying a lot. We're not talking about that intense worry, because when we talk about intense worry, then we're going from just having regular anxiety to you possibly having a anxiety disorder. So I'm just talking about just difficulty, like you're worrying, and even when you try to control it, like you're saying, okay, I'm not going to worry about it, you still find yourself worrying about it, then that's often a sign of anxiety. And I'll go ahead and say 6, because another one that's common for a lot of people is difficulty sleeping. You may feel like you're handling stuff during the day, or to other people, you may look like you have it all together during the day, but at night you're tossing and turning, because the things that you were worrying about during the day, it's hard to turn those things off when you have anxiety about them. So you may find yourself tossing and turning all night, still trying to process those things that cause that anxiety in the first place, or things that may not have anything to do with what's going on currently. You may start having anxiety about things that happened in the past because you tend to start replaying things in your mind and thinking about, can I do this different? Can I do that different? What if this happens? What if that happens? So difficulty sleeping is also another one. So I gave you an extra one. So initially this was 5 tips. So you got 5 tips and a bonus on signs of anxiety. Try to let go of all of the nonsense that you